Hello guys, this is Marak and I have with me Akshan and Pratik, and we'll be guiding you through this video on how to prepare for CLAT PG the last 30 days. So this is a very generic advice and suggestion given by three of us who have personally gone through this experience, through this anxiety of how to prepare for a competitive exam in the last 30 days, where there is so much to study, there is so much to revise, and there is so much to practice. However, some kind of smart revisions and some kind of smart work, reviewing your mocks and keeping your anxiety in control will help you go through this phase and will actually help you in cracking the CLAT PG in a much easier fashion. So we have prepared this sort of presentation which is not very specific to each and every student, but rather you can have some kind of guidance through it and you can contextualize it to your personal preparation. So we'll be dealing with how to revise, how to review mocks, how to give mocks, and how to even appear for questions when you're sitting in the exam. So it is a comprehensive kind of video that will help you on how to prepare yourself mentally and educationally for CLAT PG preparation. To start with, the first thing is that don't panic. Even if 30 days are left, there is a lot of time that you're left and you are not alone. So try to focus as much as possible on the exam only. Don't try to do too much. Rather focus on revising on what you have learned and practicing those things. Okay, so it's rather than starting something new, rather focus on try to focus on what you have already learned and try to be a master of that. Okay, so the by the end of it, you'll have a clearer picture of how to appear for CLAT PG preparation, how to approach each and every question that comes in CLAT PG. So CLAT PG exam pattern, I guess we all know about it. Even the core subjects I've already told you about this, so we don't need to reiterate this. But yes, since we have 30 days left, we must segregate each and every day. We must plan accordingly for each and every day so that by the time you go to the exam hall, you are prepared, you are confident, and you have the mindset to crack the exam. For that, we must make a time schedule or make a timetable. It can be day wise or it can be hour wise. Okay, so if you so this we have prepared as per certain kinds of period of days, like 10 days, with each phase dealing with 10 days. So phase 1 will deal with day 1 to day 10. Well, we'll be dealing with subject wise revision, and in that you just need to go through the bare acts, your short notes and etc that you have made throughout this preparation phase. You don't need to start studying the subject again, rather just revise what are the important sections, what are the important case laws, and what are the important substantive parts and amendments made in a particular kind of subject, what are the different kind of concepts, what are different kind of principles, and etc. That you have to complete it all. Like there are around 11 to 10 subjects in CLAT PG, which is very important, and you have to complete it all within the first 10 days. So you know that each subject will take around 1 day. So focus on only revising, not studying something extra, not doing anything extra. Now coming to phase 2, that is day 11 to day 20, another 10 days. Here you have to mix, you have to do two things because obviously the exam is coming near. So you have to give more time to this exam and you have to be more efficient. So first is you have to practice, how to practice. You must start giving mocks, and secondly you have to also focus on the case laws, and the case laws will be bifurcated into both the recent judgments and the also the landmark judgments of each and every subject. Okay, so not only you have to give the mocks, but you have to also learn from the mocks. That will happen in phase 3. So when you give the mocks, each mock is a kind of a question bank for you, right? So 120 questions in each mock is like 120 questions that may appear in CLAT PG exam. So you must also review your mocks thoroughly so that when you go to the exam, even if some question comes that you haven't studied about, but you have appeared that in the mock, that will help you in approaching that particular question. So try to review your mock. Just don't give mocks for the sake of it. Try to review it. Try to learn from it, and try to again revise the subjects that you're facing difficulties with. For me, it was jurisprudence, so I was revising in the last 10 days jurisprudence. So for anyone else, it may be something like criminal law. So try to give mocks, try to review it, and try to revise it. And you have to do all this in the last 10 days. So keep aside all your like make CLAT PG your priority and keep aside everything, all your duties aside. Okay. Now the how to prepare for subject wise, that will be dealt by Mr. Pratik.
So yeah, I will be dealing with what subjects you need to cover and what type of topics you need to cover from those subjects. So as we all know that there is no defined syllabus for the CLAT PG exam. we need to do is that we need to filter down the important subjects based on our PYQ analysis, and we need to focus on the important concepts of those subjects only. So coming to the first and foremost subject, that is the constitutional law. So constitutional law, as we all know, is the most important subject for examination. What topics you need to cover are that such that fundamental rights, Krishnanda Bharati, Menka Gandhi case, and etc. So focus foremost on the constitutional law, as the maximum portion of the exam would be covered by the constitutional law. And now coming back to the second subject, that is jurisprudence. So jurisprudence also has a lot of weightage, and every year we see on the basis of PYQ analysis that question does come from the jurisprudence. And the focus should be on the natural law, positivism, hard versus fuller debate, etc. So there are schools, types of schools, and what jurists are covered on each and every school. So you need to focus on the schools of the jurisprudence. The third subjects you can take it's the contract law, and you need to cover the topics such as offer, consideration, breach, frustration of contract, and the case laws that are relevant under these provisions. And again, the next subjects could be the lot of tort, and the concept you need to cover are the negligence, defamation, absolute liability, etc. And following it, there is also criminal law, which is also holds importance for the examination. And you need to cover specific topics such as general exceptions, joint liability, mens rea, actus rea, etc. And also do, uh, apart from the concepts, do focus on the case laws, landmark case laws, and the recent case laws of each and every subject. And other ancillary subjects could be the international law, family law, labor law, company law, and the landmark judgments. As we all know that there is no certainty as to what type of subjects should be asked in the examination. So you just need to cover the basics of the minor subjects such as family law, labor law, company law, and focus more on the subjects such as constitutional law, jurisprudence. Okay, so now moving forward to the phase two. So as now we already know that what subjects we need to cover and what type of topics that you need to cover from those subjects. So now we'll move towards the revision and the practice part. So in this phase, you need to focus on reading, understanding, and linking those concepts across subjects. So you need to make your daily routine on the basis of the time you have got according to daily routine, and you need to divide those timely hours on a few things, and that few things could be the conceptual revision, case laws and the current affairs, practice passage-based examination, and third, last could be the mistake analysis and notes update from your mocks. So you need to divide your time on these four things, and you need to focus on the case laws. And case laws, as we already know, that CLAT PG now gives equal importance to both the recent examination, recent case laws, and the landmark case laws. So divide your time and balance both the case laws and the landmark case laws. The example of landmark case laws could be the Puttaswamy judgment that gives the privacy judgment, Joseph Shine judgment that was based on the adultery, Navteet Singh Johar judgment that was based on the LGBTQ rights, and etc. So focus and balance both the recent judgments and the landmark judgments. So the few key advices from my experience could be that you need to practice comprehension from the CLAT PG mocks and legal editorials. Take your brain to pick out legal issues from the passages. So as it's the passage examination, so you will be provided with the passages from the judgment parts, and you need to have a comprehension, and you need to tone your comprehension skills, and you need to able to complete the passages on time. So your reading speed also matters in the examination. And talking about the mindset, so at this stage, speed matters less than understanding. So be consistent. Every day of smart practice now pay off, and even completing the syllabus and clearing the exam in the last 30 days is also possible, because I myself has done this thing, and you can also do it. So now moving forward to the phase three, Akshay will deal with it.
So phase three of your preparation will amount to the last 10 days of the CLAT PG exam. So, and this is the final phase. This is the most, this is a phase where you have to test and refine what you have already learned in the last few days. So you already know the content by now, and it's now the time for you to perform. You have to attempt mocks every alternative day and analyze each one of them thoroughly. Uh, Doing a full length mock every alternative day is the bare minimum. If possible, you should try to give as many mocks as possible. Note your mistakes and revise the concepts in which you are making consistent mistakes in the mocks. Don't try to attempt all the 120 questions in any mock or even in the final exam. Focus on your accuracy. Even if you get 90 questions correct, you can easily score a good rank. Aim for 100 to 110 questions attempt only. Uh, Keep a mistake tracker and be consistent in your preparation, in your mock analysis, so that you can improve on your mistakes. Simulate a real exam environment. Keep a timer for 2 hours and sit with confidence and don't get distracted for the whole 2 hours. And build endurance to sit consistently and don't panic in the pressure situation. In the final week of your learning, it is only for straightening what you already know. Don't go for anything new. Revise all the short notes that you have prepared. uh, do some final mocks, review the key judgments, nothing new, only what you have already done. Prepare yourself mentally, take ample rest, and only do some light reading. Rest as much as possible. Avoid stress and late night studying. Your brain only performs best when it is well rested, well hydrated, and calm. And for your exam day tips, start with passages from subjects that you're strongest in. It keeps you motivated throughout the exam. If you get stuck on any passage or any topic, then skip it for now, ahead, and then come back to it when you complete your paper. Uh, while while reading the passages, don't read every word. Only scan through the legal principles, keywords, conclusions, or anything that catches your eye. And for don't read anything. Focus on your speed. It's a lengthy exam, so if you stick to reading every word, you will skip out on a lot of the questions. For this exam, you don't need to know everything. You need to know enough of the right things. You need to be able to think like a lawyer or like a judge to understand the concept the comprehension is talking about and answer the questions that are being asked. If you will analyze the PYQs, you will see that almost 70 to 80% of the questions you can answer directly without even reading the comprehension. So at first, you should always try directly answer the questions without even reading the comprehension. So that's all we have for you. Hope it helps. Thank you.